Hey guys, how's it going? Eminem Gaming here, and today we're back with another video. And today we're going to talk about E3 2016. We're going to talk about just my favourite conference in general of the whole year. We get to see the new games, maybe some new hardware, we get to see a ton of stuff. I'm just going to be talking about PlayStation's conference. Again, you know me, I'm a big PlayStation fan. I'm not one of these guys that is, negative to a certain console. I'm positive towards, PlayStation. But, so I'm going to mainly be talking about, what I think the PlayStation will do. And obviously if you've been subscribed to my channel for a while, I do check out a lot of rumors, speculation, that sort of stuff. So this is the most realistic ones I've seen, and yeah, let's get into it, guys. And I think this is a pretty good list, to be honest with you. So first of all, Crash Bandicoot. Yes, I think Crash Bandicoot is 100% coming back this year, E3, exclusive to PlayStation. Why exclusive to PlayStation? Because I think they have bought the IP from Activision. I absolutely believe that's what they've done. You might say, why am I so confident about this? Well, there's been teasers ever since the start of this generation, but they've never been stronger than this year, 2016. They have literally just teased and talked about Crash Bandicoot non-stop. Really, since PlayStation Experience last year, they have not stopped talking about Crash Bandicoot. They tell us, we know the fans want it, we know what the fans want, we understand. I don't think they do, because you don't walk on the stage with a shirt and not tell us if you understand, Mr. Sean Layden, you know what I mean? But it is going to happen. There's also, on the official Activision webpage, they don't no longer have the IP actually registered to the site. Now that could have been a problem or whatever. What I think it is there's a lot of non-disclosure agreements going on. They want it to be a big surprise, but pretty much everyone at PlayStation has at this point talked about Crash Bandicoot. I cannot see it not coming, but I will say this: if it doesn't come this year, whether it be E3 or PlayStation Experience, they're the only two it's going to be shown. They're not really going to show it at Paris Games Week. I don't think they'd show it at Tokyo Game Show either. I think it's 100% those two conferences. If not, you're not getting a Crash Bandicoot game. That's the end of the series. It's gone. But I do think we'll get it at E3, and I literally cannot wait for that game. If they just show Crash Bandicoot, literally they've won E3. I don't care. Do you know what I mean? At this point, I literally don't care. I just want Crash Bandicoot. But yeah, that'd be very interesting. Now, depending on how long this deal's been done, they may have a developer already working on it. You expect it to maybe be a 2017-2018 game, sort of like a Ratchet and Clank sort of thing. But for me, I think it would be smart maybe to drop like a little Crash Bandicoot collection, maybe announce PlayStation 1 emulation and kind of have a collection of all the games, PS3, PS2, PS1. That would be incredible. I don't think they'd do it, but I'd be over the moon if they did. So yeah, let me know what you think about Crash, guys. I love the game. I can't wait for it to come back. But I will say, I do not think for the slightest moment that Naughty Dog will work on it. Really, I can only see 3 studios working on this game: Sanzuru Games, Insomniac, or Japan Studio, or maybe like a collaboration between the two, like From Software. So you got like Japan Studio working with Insomniac and stuff. Yeah, they do that a lot, Sony, with the whole mixing and matching studios to help each other. That'd be great. But enough talking about Crash. Let's get into the next game, and that is God of War 4. We all know it's coming. We all know this game's coming. Leaks after leaks after leaks. Santa Monica, huge studio, haven't worked on a game for a while, or haven't released a game, I should say, in a while, since Judgment. Yeah, absolutely, it's coming this year. It's not this year, sorry, I think it'll be a 2017 or 2018 game. I think it's going to be fantastic. I cannot wait for this game. you know, there's a lot of rumours going around, you know, possibly a female protagonist, which would be cool because, you know, you got to realise with the whole, you know, God sort of thing, you know, there's just so many. There's Norwegian, like Vikings, there's, you know, Egyptian, there's just tons. I can't even name them all. So, yeah, they could have a female character, they could have, what we've seen though is like Kratos with a beard as a Norwegian guy, like a Viking. That's pretty cool to me. But yeah, it'd be very interesting to see, you know, what actually comes of it, if anything. And I think this is a guarantee. Crash Bandicoot, I expect this. I expect more. This is like a banker to be at E3. Yeah, and again, another very huge IP, another great game, and I think, you know, if they can drop those two, man, I'm telling you, it's going to be great. So now we get into another one. Now, I'd say if the rest of this video, I think, is pretty legit. You know, I'd pretty much guarantee everything on this list is going to happen. This is the one I think will happen, but I'm not 100% sure, just because of timing and that sort of stuff. And that is the Last of Us 2 teaser. I am one of the biggest Last of Us fans you'll ever meet. You know, I'm not particularly good at the game, but I platinumed it twice, 100%ed the PS4 version, even the grounded mode that damn near gave me a stroke playing because it was so goddamn hard. You know, amazing. To me, the greatest game ever made, in my humble opinion, from a storytelling aspect, all that sort of stuff. And yeah, I mean, there was a teaser. Now, the teaser in the game, I believe, is a spin-off comic book. So, I guess Uncharted. Now, it's a very small teaser, and it's very something you'd have to look for. It's not in your face, so bear that in mind as well. So, it's not a good spoiler. You know what I'm saying? Well, it probably is, but you literally have to look for it. I didn't see it until I'd gone on the internet after beating the game. So yeah, The Last of Us 2 I think will happen. Yeah, and it's going to be incredible. It's going to blow people's mind. I tell you what, I cannot wait for this game. And yeah, the next game, I can't speak too much on it because I think, again, it's just going to be a story trailer, and it's probably going to come out in 2 years. But just to know the game's coming, I'm going to be happy. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm going to be absolutely happy. The next game is going to be, I say, Sony Ben's new IP. So what we know about Sony Ben's game is pretty much nothing because nobody knows, apart from probably Yoshida and all those sort of guys. But really, we don't know anything. Shinobi 602 said that it's going to be called Dead Don't Ride. There's a few rumours that, you know, the leaked image of the train station and the Red Dead looking thing, that's Dead Don't Ride. I'm not too sure on that, but all I say is it's got to come this year. We thought it was coming last year, but it's absolutely coming this year. Bend are a relatively small studio, but the way the guys at Sony talk about this game, you wouldn't think it you know, they're a small studio, because they talk about it a hell of a lot. So yeah, I mean, I think we're absolutely going to see that. Can't speak too much on it because we kind of half know the name. We don't even know if it's fully that name. We don't know anything about the game, but I think we're going to see that, and I think it could be Horizon Zero Dawn sort of situation where it's like, holy crap, where the hell does this come from? So yeah, I think that's going to be really cool. Now, you might think, bloody hell, Matt, that's a lot of games. That's a lot of games in a short space of time. I think they'll be back-ended at the last part of this show. What I think a large part of the show is going to be is the next two things I'm going to say, and that is Neo and also PlayStation VR. So PlayStation VR, absolutely, it's selling like hotcakes already because the early adopters, and really it's one of those things you need to get in people's hands. The thing's going to be more successful when the guys on the E3 demo floor can get their hands on it, put it on their heads, and try virtual reality. But until then, really, there's nothing you can really do, showing stage shows and stuff for this. It's very difficult to do, but they have to do it simply because it's only a couple of months, I'd say 4 or 5 months or something crazy, away from actually releasing. So yeah, sat here, you think about it like that, you have to push it, and I think it's definitely going to have a large segment, maybe 10-20 minutes on VR, just to talk about it, talk about a lot of new games. And I think that's the way you kind of sell it. I don't think sitting on a stage, dancing around with wands in your hand is really selling the full experience, but show great games like I guess what's Gran Turismo, the one where you jump through the hoop. I forgot the name. Riggs, that's it. God, I'm getting exposed here. But yeah, absolutely. I think you show games, and that's what sells the hardware. But that's just my personal opinion. The next thing, again, Neo. From the rumours we've heard, again, it's a more powerful PS4, upgraded. It's going to run better, look better. Maybe even have some improved streaming features, like stream YouTube and Netflix in like 4K. Maybe even upload like live streams and stuff like to YouTube, and if they do, as a content creator, that would be superb. But yeah, the Neo's going to come now. The big rumor is that they're doing this to reduce in cost, because AMD are sort of changing their things around, and basically Sony would have to they'd literally have to create a whole production center just to keep the old one, or make a new console would be cheaper. So that obviously kind of forced their hands, but it's nice that they're literally not just like, well, we have to do this as a company, as a financial move, but I tell you what, let's make it a little bit more powerful. Let's guarantee that 1080p 60. That's pretty nice, to me at least, to see. So yeah, I think we'll get Neo, and again, they're going to try and say it's going to be a very hard sell. I know what it's about. I can't wait for it, but it's like, yeah, guys, continue to buy our console, but there's a better one coming in 2 months. Do you know what I mean? It's a very hard sell. It's why I could understand the rumours of Paris Games Week, or TGS, actually being true, simply because they're going to want to keep the sales up as long as possible. But yeah, that's going to be the hardware talk, in my opinion. I think that will cover quite a little bit of the conference, but in general, I think it's needed. It's a tech show, and you sometimes have to show that stuff, even though it's not the most exciting. But now let's get back into the games, and let's talk about Shenmue. Really, we've heard a little bit. Again, we got the screenshots not that long ago, actually, from Shenmue, which was incredible. The game's so goddamn beautiful. Like, I was really surprised in such a short space of time, from like E3 to now, how good that game looks. It looks incredible. I think we get a release date. I think maybe it's a little bit of an optimistic release date, but maybe put holiday 2017, which means it's coming 2018 early. So yeah, I think that's going to happen. Yeah, I cannot wait for this game, man. I really can't, and I'd love to see some more. What I think they'll do is, I think they'll put Shenmue HD Collection 1 and 2 together in like a bundle. They'll remaster 1080p 60 frames per second with trophy support and all that greatness that you obviously want, and I think that would sell pretty well, and I think that would help, obviously, development costs again, to build the game. I think its loyal fan base would obviously go out in their droves and support it, and yeah, it would not only be a great way for the fan base to play the games in ways that they could have never done it, in great graphics and high frame rates and all that sort of stuff, but also gives people who have never played this game before a chance to play it. And I think that's a really smart move from Sony, because they might not know what the hell, like, people say, oh god, I saw this at E3, it looks beautiful, it looks amazing. They get the game, I have absolutely no idea what the hell's going on here. So, yeah, it'd be very interesting, and I think we'll see it definitely. They've already said they're looking into doing it, so absolutely, I think they'll do it. A little bit more Final Fantasy VII. I think they're going to try and explain themselves a little bit more. They're going to have it so... I'm really confused with the whole Final Fantasy VII thing. It's like they're splitting it up, let's just say, into like 3 parts, but all 3 parts are like fully fledged games. That sounds pretty impressive, but it looks like you're going to probably... They're all going to be like $60, so it's going to be an expensive series, but yeah, I mean... I mean, Final Fantasy has a huge fan base, and I hope they do it justice at least. That'd be incredible. But yeah, it'd be just nice to know maybe some more gameplay, a release date, I don't know, but some Final Fantasy VII news. I think there'll be a third-party exclusive there. There usually is, whether it be Shenmue, whether it be Final Fantasy, whether it be Street Fighter V. They usually have a third-party exclusive at the conferences. So for me, there's really 3. I think that it could be. I think one I'm going to talk about later because I'm pretty confident that's coming back. I don't know if it's going to be exclusive or not, but we'll talk about that later. But Devil May Cry 5, I think that's a pretty safe bet. Capcom have a great relationship with Sony. That would make sense. I mean, a lot of them were exclusives on the PS3, so I can't see why they wouldn't do that. I don't think this will happen, but there's a small possibility. Bear in mind, Square have a fantastic relationship with Sony, and that is Kingdom Hearts 3. I don't think it will happen, but it's a possibility. And then it could just be... maybe a Spyro game from Activision, or I don't even know, to be honest with you. But I do feel that there will be a third-party marketing deal, third-party exclusive game at the conference, because that's what they usually do, and that's what Sony are starting to put their money more into, which you can't really blame them. Bloodborne and all that sort of stuff. So it'd be very interesting to see what they show. Next. Again, third-party marketing. Again, it's not that important. I don't care about it, but it's important for investors. You know what I mean? And that's all I can say. COD, Destiny. There might be a Destiny 2. Maybe they have a Destiny, this is your last big update, and then here's Destiny 2 trailer. That'd be cool. I mean, I'm not really into Destiny or COD, so I don't really care. What third party? I don't even know. Maybe FIFA, Red Dead, maybe have some marketing with Sony. I don't even know, to be honest with you. It doesn't really matter. They're on all the consoles. Marketing really does not matter at all in the slightest, apart from putting money into their pockets. But we know Sony's conferences, and we know that's what they're going to do. GT Sport, I think we're going to get a little bit more news about it. Obviously, we've had the launch announcement, and we've had a lot of gameplay, but it's been very much in a competitive setting. I think they'll show some more features and some more modes, and maybe show the photo mode, and show the latest build, because they kind of showed an older build to get the frame rate high. A lot of textures weren't in there, and it wasn't looking too great. But then I saw the actual game where they're at this point, and it looked goddamn stunning. I think they show a later build, show how far they've come, and I think the game's going to be incredible. That's all I can say. Polyphony Digital's a huge studio, one of the biggest first-party developers, and absolutely, they're going to make an incredible game. I cannot wait for Gran Turismo. That's all I can say. So, but we've kind of had a lot of Gran Turismo news, so I won't be talking too much about that. But let's get on to some more stuff, and that is Horizon Zero Dawn. I think we're getting new gameplay for that. Absolutely. I think they're going to show a new setting, maybe like a combat system. We've seen them... You're fighting the big dinosaurs, and that's to collect stuff to upgrade and improve your weapons. But maybe it shows the human enemies, like you could be in fighting with other tribes and other people you just don't know. So that'd be incredible to see some new gameplay, new locations, because what I've heard about this game is literally everything's explorable. Like, if you see a mountain off in the distance, you can climb it, and all that sort of stuff, which is just, to me, I know a lot of games do it, your Fallouts, your Witchers and that, but even to this day, it still blows my mind that games can do that. Like, you see something off in the distance and you can climb it. I don't know if it's just me, but I think that's really cool. But yeah, I think this is... I want it to come 2016. I really do. But with Gran Turismo dropping November, with Persona dropping in September, with probably The Last Guardian, which we're talking about, dropping maybe the month before September, I just don't see you putting Horizon, a new IP, against Gears, VR, Call of Duty, Battlefield, all these games. I just don't see you putting it up against that. I think if they do delay it, I think it's simply because marketing reasons, and I think it drops maybe April, May next year to give it a really good chance of selling the most copies. But that's just my opinion. Let me know yours. But don't get me twisted on this. I want this game more than any other game at this point. Like, I really do. This is my most anticipated game, pretty much, like, you know what I mean, I've seen in years. So give me Horizon, you know what I mean. But if it needs delay time, I understand, you know what I'm saying. The next thing, The Last Guardian, I think we get some more gameplay of the game, maybe a new area. If not, it's going to be the same area again, maybe looking a little bit more beautiful or whatnot. And yeah, I think they just say, look, it's coming summer, you know what I mean, it's coming this summer, it's out in like 2 or 3 months, make sure to get your pre-orders on. And I think they just want to get it out at this point. I think it's done. If you ask me, this game's done. I think, you know what I mean, I'm not working at Sony. I don't think it's anywhere near... I don't think it's in development anymore. I think it's done. They're waiting for a free space in the year to, like, say, here you go, have the free market, because you're going to need it to sell some copies. But I love The Last Guardian. I hope you guys support it, because, like, for me, I'm getting it day one, but you've got to realise I've been excited for this game since like the PS3, because I'm a massive fan of Team Ico, from Eco, Shadow of the Colossus, all these sort of games. I've been a huge fan ever since then. So for me, yeah, I hope it does well, but I understand it's not one of those games that is going to go up against Call of Duty and sell more. You know what I mean? So yeah, The Last Guardian, I hope gets a release date for the summer, and yeah, it'd be a good drought game, and I think some people would be very surprised by it, I hope. The next thing, The Agent, absolutely, no doubt this is... I hope it's coming. I can't say no doubt, but the thing is, they've re-sparked some stuff with Rockstar, have shown some new clips to IGN, some new gameplay and that sort of stuff. Some new screenshots and that sort of stuff. I don't know if it's going to happen. I hope it happens though. But The Agent, we'll just have to see. Now, whether it's multiplayer or not, that'll be very interesting to see. Spider-Man Sucker Punch game, absolutely. We know Sucker Punch has been working on a game for a while. This would put them on the map. This would be like a Batman game that put, Rocksteady on the game. I just think this is going to be huge, and I cannot wait to see it. I love Spider-Man. He's my favourite superhero. I know I sound like a nerd or whatever, but like he is. He's the best superhero in my opinion, and he's never had but he doesn't really have good video games. You got Batman, who is a much more boring character in my opinion, much more boring, very depressing, but has one of the best video game superhero games out there in the Arkham series. Like, what the hell, do you know what I mean? So be very interesting. We know Sucker Punch makes great open world games, beautiful, great for exploring, and yeah, I just cannot wait for this. Imagine infamous style graphics with a Spider-Man really deep story. Cannot wait for this game, and I hope it's shown. I'm not too sure, but I hope it's shown. And then finally, I think we're going to get a little bit from Gorilla Cambridge, the VR studio. You might say, why would we get that? And the simple reason is Resistance and Killzone. I think we're getting a VR game. I think it's going to be a mainline game that's made into a VR game. Now you might say, why? Well, there was a very interesting article not that long ago, well, about a year ago, saying that Gorilla Cambridge are working on a huge Sony IP, and they already did Killzone Mercenaries for the Vita. So to me, I'm sat here like, absolutely, Killzone 4 could be VR supported game, but also Resistance, because it's an IP Sony owns that Insomniac doesn't really want to work with. So I think that could definitely happen. Both big IPs for Sony, both massive games, and I think it's one of those things very much like Gran Turismo Sport. If you make it fully VR compatible, I don't think make it VR only, but I say make it VR compatible like Gran Turismo, and I think that'd sell very well. But this has been a very long video, guys. I've been rambling. I've been talking about my hopes, you know, for this E3. Yeah, a lot of speculation has gone on this year. This is basically all the stuff that we've got. So let me know, what do you think? Do you think this is not going to happen? No way. Do you think some of this stuff's going to happen? Just let me know what you think, guys. I'm really excited. We're about a month away, less than a month away, couple of weeks, and it's going to be amazing. I'm hopefully going to stream that night. I'm going to have it on my phone, play some Uncharted 4 multiplayer, listen to a great conference. But yeah, just let me know, guys, what you think. This has been M&M Gaming. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe if you're not already, and I'll catch you guys in a new video.